Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We got some spring weather in the Newburyport area, very exciting. Hope you're all enjoying that. We also got ourselves a music show today, which I am thrilled. We got return guests, the great Rockwood Taylor, Charlie Rockwood, and Lynn Taylor.
If I could drive away from here to that point where the highway disappears, I could drive away my sorrow and outrun my fears. If I could drive away from here, well, I'm too sad to cry, and I'm too tired to even wonder why things go wrong, why we fight. I only want to drive all night. If I could drive away from here into that point where the highway disappears, I could drive away my sorrow and outrun my fears. If I could drive away from here. You gave to me your ring, I gave you everything, and now I got nothing left to give, and I can't love you any longer. So let me drive away from here. If I could drive away from here into that point where the highway disappears, I could drive away my sorrow and outrun my fears. If I could drive away from here. Well, it's all right now. I tried to tell myself into every life must fall some rain. There is darkness now, but I know somehow I will live to see the light again. But if I could drive away from here into that point where the highway disappears, I could drive away my sorrow and outrun my fears. If I could drive away from here. If I could drive away from here.
Rockwood Taylor, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. How are you guys? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good.
to see you.
It's we've been working this one up for a little bit now, so this is great. You guys have new music coming out at the end of the month, right?
We do.
Always
We're so
an exciting.
excited. We're
Yeah.
so excited.
You have a poster in your album too, which I like. Let's just get right to it. That's a fantastic idea. I love that.
We figure, like, people, if they're going to actually buy a CD in this day and age, they need a little something extra. So we thought we'd throw a poster in there.
Awesome.
And thanks to Leah Sophia Photography for taking that picture for us, and all the pictures that are on basically all our socials and everything for the professional photographs.
Awesome. All right.
Appreciate
Yeah,
her
she's
doing
great.
that for us, and
I do love the photo. It's a very natural. It's just it's you guys. I like that. It's
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Well, good. So how's life? You were telling me you've taken a little bit of a hiatus, or at least for you two. You are used to playing all the time, and a little bit of a breather, huh? How's that been?
Yeah, we one of the last time we were with you,
Oh.
it was during COVID, and we did a phone I could, or was it a Zoom?
Oh, maybe a Zoom.
I think it was a Zoom.
Was it from my kitchen?
I think it was, and we
Yeah.
were like in my stepmother's kitchen.
Oh, I
'cause
remember
we were like
that.
on tour.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so one thing that came out of COVID was realizing that, you know, it's actually nice to have a little break.
Yeah.
You know, because we're really busy most of the time. We play most weekends when, you know, when we're on.
Yeah.
And so the winter, what better thing to do than hibernate? So
There you go.
January, February, and March, we sort of have taken off, you know, and it gives us a chance to do other things.
Nice.
Spend time with family and go skiing and
So you
hiking. And
envision that being the routine going forward, maybe, if you like that pattern?
I do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, it's hard playing in the winter
yeah.
because, you know, you never know when there's going to be a storm.
Yep.
And then you never know if the venue's going to cancel. And if they don't cancel, you never know if anyone's going to come out in the storm.
Sure, yeah. And it is true. Like daylight saving time, we just hit, of course, and like it just people come to life
Oh,
with the
yeah.
extra sunlight at night.
yeah,
it's just
totally.
it does feel like a.
For sure.
So there you go. I like that move, and I think a lot of musicians do realize that too. I've had burnout's a real thing in this industry when you're.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even catch yourself, and we have a lot of people that have said that. So I'm glad
Yep.
you guys found the you time or whatever that is.
Yeah, definitely.
Good, good. So tell me a little bit about the new music. It's is it all fairly new songs, or some of these ones that you've been meaning to get to for many years?
There's songs that haven't been recorded yet.
Yep.
There's 4 like brand new songs that haven't been recorded, and then what we did, instead of just doing a 4-song EP, we took our other EP
Yep.
and we put everything together in sort of a logical order. It's where it makes sense to.
Yeah.
And a couple of random singles that we did in between.
Yeah, a couple random
Okay.
singles in between to make a full-length CD.
So it's actually this is like a real album concept though. You
Yeah.
thought about
Yeah.
one song into the next and all that.
Yeah, as things go, yeah. I mean,
It's
not a-
refreshingly old school. I like
It's
that.
not a pure concept, but it has a flow to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and
Yep.
yeah, we thought it would be cool to have our first full-length CD. As well.
Awesome, very cool. And you're doing a concert, an album release party,
Yes.
like a little show,
We are.
which is cool. What are the details of that? You go.
Oh, it's going to be at Byfield Community Arts Center in
Yep.
Byfield. And we're going to have a full band with us.
Yeah.
We're so excited. We're going to have Chuck Melchin,
Yep.
who actually recorded a lot of these songs in his studio that he calls the Treehouse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so he recorded them and, you know, gave us some production ideas. So that was great.
Are the dogs around when you guys are doing the recording?
Of
Oh
course.
yeah,
Of course.
sweethearts.
He had him in the parking lot here when he came in a week or two ago. It was funny. I was like, oh, you could have brought him in. He's like, they're fine by themselves. They know what they're doing up there. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So Chuck's gonna be in the band. A dear old friend of Charlie's from high school.
John Rutkowski on drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was one of the original drummers in Watts.
Oh, all right.
He knows that band, but they were something in the 90s.
And Pete Dennison,
Okay.
who plays with Gary Backstrom, and he
Yep.
plays with John Larson, Allegra, and the Daydreamers.
Nice.
And so he's going to be playing bass for us. And John Hyde, he's a local jazz musician.
Okay.
Fantastic, and he also just happens to be our roommate. He's going to play accordion on a few songs.
Nice.
And who am I forgetting? Christine Malpica, of course, our third member of the band. She plays with us a lot
Okay.
on percussion.
Percussion, yep.
And
So it's big. That's a big stage that night.
it's
You
going to be
load
sick.
it up.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's going to be loaded up. There's going to be a lot of great musicians on stage, and yeah, we're pretty.
And Sarah
Pretty excited
Wheeler's
about
going to
it.
be opening for us.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So there you go. That's a cool venue to do that too. I've done to. Actually, we saw you guys with Charlie that night when he did his. Charlie Carrazzo did his album release party. That was a good spot for that. So. Yeah, you laughed at that when you walked in. Charlie gets prime picking on our wall. I know he's right over to my left. He's like always looking at me, Charlie Carrazzo, with the album on the wall. So he got a good spot. He was one of the first albums he delivered here. So
It's so cool.
That is very cool.
I once had an idea of filling the whole place up with albums, but it turns out not everybody does the whole album thing anymore. They're like really expensive to make.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
And
I want to do one someday, just to
Yeah.
have like we're on that record, but
Yeah.
like, I want to see my name like on the record
That's the
itself.
cool thing about an album, right? You get the picture and the name, and
Yeah, you know, and it's I don't know, it's a childhood dream, I guess, for me, and probably for Lynn too. It's just like back in the day, having a real record.
Sure.
That's what you wanted.
The first small step to an album
Well, the young people,
is the poster
yeah,
in the CD. We're moving. It's coming. All right, well, I want to make sure we get all this new music out here too. You guys want to keep rolling with it?
sure.
Sure.
right.
Let's do Back to Abbeyfield. With St. Patrick's Day coming up. This is, as a songwriter, people may know that a lot of times songwriters will take creative license and embellish stories, or maybe, make up stories entirely,
Sure.
because that's what we do. But this one is a true story. It's based on the great-great-grandmother of my dear friend Lisa Plumley, who also is going to play some harp with us that night. She sits in with us on harmonica a lot of times.
Awesome.
And her great-great-grandmother came from Abbeyfield, Ireland, here, and this is kind of her story. It is her story.
All right.
And so, and especially thinking about immigrants, and how important they have been and continue to be to our country, So the song's called "Back to Abbeyfield."
Right.
She was an eccentric lady. So
Rockwood Taylor live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
1, 2, 3, 4. I be known by Catherine, I be known by Kate, I be known by many a name. Some say I'm the devil, some say I'm a saint, some say I'm plumb insane. I know my mind and I know my face is gonna get me what I need. I'm gonna take my baby and leave this place back to Abbeyfield so green. 'Cause I miss my mind, I miss my dad, I feel so all alone. Sailing back to Abbeyfield with a hunger for my home. I was but a lass when I landed in this country so brand new. It was Mom and Dad what sent me here. What else could they do? With a kiss and a wish for a better life than they could ever give. Into the blue unknown they sent me, hoping I might live. And now I miss my mind, I miss my dog, I feel so all alone. Sailing back to Abbeyfield with a hunger for my home. Well, I ended up in Haverhill, where I toiled from dawn till night. And the Irishman I married, well, he isn't all that bright. The children drive me crazy, all they do is fuss and fight. So I'm sailing back to Abbeyfield, whether wrong or right. Because I miss my mind, I miss my dog, I feel so all alone. Sailing back to Abbeyfield with a hunger for my home. Well, I sold the table and I sold the chairs and I sold the cradle too. And they all came home to an empty house. What else could a young girl do? I came here but a starving class, and it's a fate they never will know. But there is no hunger stronger than the one that calls you home. Because I miss my mind, I miss my dog, I feel so all alone. Sailing back to Abbeyfield with a hunger for my home. Yes, I miss my mind, I miss my dog, I feel so all alone. Sailing back to Abbeyfield with a hunger for my home. With a hunger for my home. With a hunger for my home. With a hunger for my home.
Nicely done, Rockwood Taylor, live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very, very, you guys sound great in here today. Fantastic.
Cool, yeah.
Room feel good? Everything good?
Yeah. For me, there's nothing nicer than just playing in a room without having to worry about being on the microphone, no headphones. Just like, I love it.
Little free and good. Well,
Yes.
that's and Maeve sets us all up too. So I don't have to do anything. I always
Yay,
say she's
Maeve,
the producer of the year. She's been doing this for like I was thinking earlier. This is like a good year and a half run, I think, for Maeve, which is we
Nice,
tend to have people shuffle in and out. Maeve is like steady. She can never leave. I've told her she has to stay forever. So
Yeah.
thank you, Maeve, for setting us all up here tonight. Again, this is Rockwood Taylor. They have new music coming out at the end of the month and a album release party at the place in Byfield there, the Byfield Community Arts Center, right? I think I got that right. Yeah. And there you go. And I'm going to keep showing this because I think it's really, I think it's great. So how many songs on the album? What did we end with here?
There are 10 songs on the record.
You got 10 on there? I could count them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We
You're right.
should
You got it
know.
right. 10
We should know.
albums. Yeah. Another fun picture. There you go. Look at that. I didn't even see that one. You guys got it going on with the artwork there. Awesome. So what's the writing style these days? Are we writing like all the time? Is that a breather too? How's the
Not a song.
Yeah. I mean, everyone writes differently, and I actually only thus far have really just write when I'm inspired. So I can have long spells in between of not writing. And it doesn't particularly stress me out. I have like a lot of backlog of material that I can pull from. And now working with Charlie, the same, we've got so much material. But we are looking forward to, now that we've got this done, we're looking forward to I think we're going.
Next thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is probably the last of the old group of songs that we'll end up putting on a record. So
is this the fun part? Like when it's it's done. You've done like the grinding. You've picked the songs and all that. Now you can just kind of go show them to the world and do the performance part. Or
that's what I like. I mean, I am not. I think we are maybe a little different there. I think Charlie likes being in the studio.
Yeah.
I personally don't. It's not my favorite thing. I mean, I just find it. I'm someone that I just like to play the song, and some people are really, and it's good to have someone who's picky and like, I think let's, do this, let's do
like
that.
crafting the stuff around it. Like you get the basic bones, you've got, say piano or and vocal, and you've got, verse, chorus, verse and stuff, and with the basic bones, and then it's time to go paint. And it's kind of like that. Like you get in the studio and
you like the torture of the studio.
I kind of
Charlie,
do.
that's the deal.
I mean, I like it. I like them both, but there's something about like being in the studio where creative ideas can happen, and you can like you build a song in a sense from the ground up a lot of times, and when it's done and you can listen back and you can hear everything coming back at you, and it's hopefully the quality. If what you've done is good and the quality is good, it's like wow, we just made that. And it's a little bit of the permanence of it gives you a little bit of like stress, but it's, like oh well, we're putting that out.
I always get interesting answers to that because that's why I always try to bring it up. Like one of my favorite songwriters, it's kind of the first time I remember being like kind of floored during one of those music interviews, and Chad Stokes, who's in the band Dispatch and State Radio, a lot of other projects, but he's one of my favorite songwriters, and they're known for like live shows, especially with Dispatch, like people like just a great live band. And he goes, "Oh, it's third on my list." He's like, "It's the writing and it's the recording for me." I was like, "What? Really?
Performing
You guys?
was third?
Yeah, performing was third."
Yeah.
He said, "Not that I don't like performing, but just the other two thing. It's like build it." And I was shocked. I couldn't believe it just because he's a live. They're known to be a huge live band.
Yeah.
So,
playing live can be a lot of fun. Absolutely. Especially a good crowd or people are kind of into what you're doing.
I like playing live.
It really gives you, another, like it's instant feedback at that point. Like, oh, okay, So they're just, I look at them very differently.
with new music too, that's exciting because it's like I don't know how much. Like, do you get to read the room? Like, how are these new songs hitting? Like, can you feel that, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like right away sometimes.
Well, sometimes it depends on
where, like, it depends on where you're playing. Because, we don't do a whole lot of listening rooms. We do a lot of breweries.
Yeah.
And so people are doing their own thing, and then they stop and they listen for a little bit and then they go back to doing, so reading that kind of a room is like, you kind of want to, you just adjust what you play when, depending on the reaction. That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole art to that, isn't there?
Yeah. It's different places where we play, especially breweries. Yeah, it's a little hard to read because like a lot of times we'll think, man, nobody's listening at all. Then people will come up and say, oh, you guys sound great.
Exactly. That happens.
And you were sitting where? What is happening?
I can imagine that happens. Yeah, that's funny.
It's cool. We have fun. I like being on the road too. Like
that is our favorite thing.
That's
if we're gonna
another
have a
part,
number
like,
one.
Being on the road, traveling, playing music is like that's probably even better than the studio. It's not so. I mean, it is playing live, but it's also that we're traveling. We're going to another place. And we get to play music when we get there. Perfect.
Yeah.
It is nice.
And this summer, we're hoping we should be going. I've got some shows booked in Wales.
Wow.
In England.
How about that?
So that's where we're going to be this July.
That is very exciting.
That's super exciting. My brother moved over there, so he gave us the name of some people.
He's doing some booking work for you.
A little bit. He
does all the bookings.
It's all you, Lynn. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's my second job.
She's got the way with doing it. If it was up to me, it probably never happened.
I hear you. How about the after taking some time off? Is it like the singing's a muscle? Do you guys, is it like riding a bike for you, or does it? Are you maybe you're singing around the house all the time anyway? But
I sing in the car a lot.
In the car's your spot.
And I had a horrible bout with I got the flu this year.
Oh yeah, a lot
and
of people
then
did.
I had laryngitis so badly, and it took probably a month.
Everybody's saying that about this
for
flu.
my voice to get back. So just when we rehearsed the first rehearsal with the band, I was still having trouble.
Wow.
The last rehearsal was better, and I feel pretty good today.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
It still didn't come back to her from the flu. Yes.
I have dodged a bullet. Everybody around me has gotten this thing. So knock on wood. I think the season is coming to a close, and I should be fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have a lot of I don't have kids, but I'm at that age where I have a lot of friends with kids, and they were saying like it's a train wreck because once one kid gets it, they all get it, and it's like
for sure, all the viruses.
Yeah.
Lynn definitely knows.
Yeah, because I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher, yeah. We can all knock on wood. Knocking on wood. No more sickness. All right.
Let's have a good spring.
Yeah. And with that, let's roll into another one. What are you guys thinking next?
Let's do Backwoods.
Okay.
So this is so funny. This song I wrote long time ago. But
What are we doing? Backwards?
yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I was thinking back on when I left home, and I'm from Ohio originally, and I was thinking about the river that I used to go down and commune with, and so this is just a song about leaving home, and I wrote it a long time ago, but I never recorded it. So we started doing it a little while ago.
All right. Rockwood Taylor, take it away.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. My mom used to say that there was something to be said about a town that would slow down for a train. But the day they completed the bridge over the tracks, I knew those days would not be back again. And there's something to be lost, something to be gained, when you pack it up and leave it all behind. It seems the Cuyahoga River is all that stays the same, rolling through the backwoods of my mind. The river was my dearest friend. She knew my secrets and my pain. Some waters flow to ponds, and some waters flow to lakes, and some waters they get all backed up by the artificial dams that we make. Yeah, but some waters can't be held. The river whispers to me. Some waters got to keep moving on, endlessly seeking the sea. And my mom used to say that there was something to be said about a small town that would slow down for a train. But the day they completed the bridge over the tracks, I knew those days would not be back again. And there's something to be lost, something to be gained when you pack it up and leave it all behind. It seems the Cuyahoga River is all that stays the same, rolling through the backwoods of my mind, rolling through the backwoods of my mind, rolling through the backwoods of my mind, rolling through the backwoods of my mind.
Rockwood Taylor live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very, very nice. As we launch into, I'm officially launching into spring with you two today. This is the deal here with 60-degree weather. Very nice. As a man who was stuck at the train tracks today, as a train went through, that line really connected with me. I was in Beverly. Yeah, I was actually thinking it was kind of peaceful watching the train go by.
Yeah, for sure.
Not an Ohio train, but it was a Beverly train. But
Man, when I was growing up, it was like, and it's still like that out there in a lot of towns.
Yeah.
You know, if there's no bridge that goes over the tracks, you just have to stop. It doesn't matter how much of a hurry you're in.
Yeah.
You just stop. And man, back in the day, those trains, you could be sitting there for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll stop
Yes.
right in front of you.
No, I know. We were in Pennsylvania last year when my uncle wanted to go to a Penn State football game. We went, got an Airbnb in some place, and I had never really experienced this, but it was one of those the Airbnb was right along like one of those cargo train lines.
Oh, yep.
Those things go on forever.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the one. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, so
We got a lot of
that was new to me. Maybe, I'm sure it's not new to you, but I was like, my God, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's how America moves. I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but anyway, I don't know. This is what I was thinking. Have I heard that song before? Have you been playing that out over the years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard some of those. It's funny that triggers certain things. But again, Rockwood Taylor in the house here. They got new music coming at the end of the month, including a album release party. You guys are on Instagram and all that stuff. You want to give away your handles and all that so the people know where to.
It's basically Rockwood Taylor at all those spots. We have a website, rockwoodtaylor.com. It's Rockwood Taylor on Facebook, so Facebook /Rockwood Taylor, and same with Instagram.
Spotify. YouTube.
I forgot about those.
Like and subscribe.
And if they want to get tour information on any shows, but including the album release party, they can go to your
Website.
They can go to the website.
Yeah.
Usually where the tour stuff is, but most events get posted on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Usually try to put up like a poster on of our tours.
Yep.
On all the socials. So
Yeah.
look for the photograph.
Everybody knows that's not you, Charlie. That's Lynn doing all that.
I make most of the posters.
Okay.
She does do a lot of posting.
He does all the graphics.
But I do update the
website.
and I didn't take the pictures, but I did do
He
all
did
the
do all the graphics on the
I
CD
designed
and the
poster.
Taylor. I designed all the
Okay.
So I have other work. I have other work.
Who decides on the actual the cover photo? Is that the big debate or?
Usually me.
Yeah.
I show her what I'm thinking, and she usually agrees.
Yeah.
So
There we go. Got some good artwork to show off today. This is good. What's the most exciting thing about this particular batch of music for you guys? Is it does it feel different than past sets of songs, or is it?
There's actual drums on like one song.
Actual drums? Yeah.
There's actual drums, and we've added a couple other instruments and other people. I actually played bass on one of the songs on Drive. I'm playing bass on it. It's the first time I ever laid bass down on a record.
Oh, okay.
So that was pretty cool to me. I don't know if anybody else did, but no, it came out cool. I liked it. What else about these? I mean, there's...
I feel like it ties together, combined with, the four earlier songs and then the 2 singles and then the 4 newer songs. It kind of paints a complete picture.
Gotcha.
And our bass player Pete, he said like the 2 themes he picked up on were some social commentary and sort of like growing older, right?
Growing older, and yeah.
And it seems to be a lot going on in the world too. So that's I think when we talk about social commentary. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our next song will speak a little bit to that.
It is fun. It is a little bit of I don't tend not to get too political on here, but it is like a little bit of overload at times. I like just wake up from a nap and I'm like, wait, what happened while I was sleeping? Okay.
I know.
I've tuned it out.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm envious.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I try to be a little bit informed, but there's just so much that I kind of tune it out now.
Yeah,
I'm sure at some point I'm gonna have to like jump back in and pay attention because you never know what's gonna happen. But for now.
I keep him up to date.
She tells me stuff, but I try to I just want to keep a positive attitude about there's stuff they're doing, but we're in control of ourselves. So why don't we just be good people?
Good line, yes. The social media thing is different because while it is a great tool when used for whether it be getting music out there or whatever it is, it can be a lot sometimes, but kids are learning that too. As I'm noticing the high school kids, there's been a lot of problems in recent years over don't say anything on there that you wouldn't say to anybody in real life. That's probably a good message. But anyway,
For sure.
again, let's be kind. Again, Rockwood Taylor joining us here. Music show as we finally hit 60 degrees here in the area, which is very exciting. And the sun's out longer. Did you guys do okay with daylight saving time there? That's
well, I was tired.
I was tired too. I feel like it hit me more this year than other years. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
You're fine.
It's worth it. To me, it's worth it because I love the later in the day. I love that.
I will complain about the sleep for a couple days, but I'm thrilled that it's later out of the. It's just less.
I feel like I did a reset on Sunday. I didn't get up early, so I just I just did a reset. I went to bed at my normal time, which was probably real time would have been earlier, but whatever. And I'm like, all right.
You got another career on like a comm app or something. It's Sleeping Tricks with Charlie.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, very good. So the final couple minutes here. Again, thank you to May Power for putting this together. 10 songs on this album. What's the best way to, if people, what would you suggest? How do you want people to go about getting this album here from you guys?
Well, come to the show would be the first thing.
Yep.
And then you can, if you want, you can buy a CD.
You can buy the CD there, yep.
But also Spotify.
But you can get it on Spotify.
Yep.
And if you do go on Spotify or YouTube, I hate to say it, please follow and like and subscribe.
That is a big thing, right? People to get the subscription. Yeah.
If you really want to, if you really want to support us in our music, it really is the best way to support us because it gives us opportunities on the road.
That's what bookers look at. They look at
the more people that are following on the thing, then they go, oh, they're worthy of.
We are worthy. We are worthy.
You know, I don't know if it really means anything, but it does mean something if you do it to us, and it gives us a little feedback.
All right, well, that's good advice. I've heard that before too. The artists always appreciate the follow there, so that's big. Very cool. It's been a pleasure to have you guys on again. Happy we finally made it happen in person this time. You're right. That was the last time.
Yeah, it was a Zoom. It was COVID.
Was that Ohio?
Yeah, we were in Ohio.
That was Ohio.
Yeah.
Because I think you had a show that night, if I remember. You were.
Probably.
Yeah. That was kind of a God. Those days. That seems like, in some ways, that seems like yesterday to me. those COVID shows.
In some ways, and then some ways it seems like so long ago. It's
yeah,
weird.
it is. It's crazy.
It's such a strange time.
It is.
Almost like a year that didn't happen.
It's, yeah, 2 years. I think I did 2 years of shows from the house.
Yeah, it was 2 years that we were
Yeah.
pretty much because we was. Yeah.
Yeah, if we were doing a show, that had to have been like the next year, like 2020.
How did we do a show from Ohio if it was COVID?
That's what I'm saying. If it was COVID,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're
we
coming
were
out of
in
it because there was.
I don't know. We couldn't just be home. It was COVID.
I feel
I
like
remember we were.
No,
at
you were
Gigi's
away,
house,
yeah.
And we had to use her computer to set up the Zoom. I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Clearly.
And rules were different in states too. I wonder if they were a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah.
If their cases were
maybe
down.
Might have been
They were
towards the
getting
end
lax.
of
I think it was
Yeah.
towards the end of it. It probably would, if we were in Ohio at that time, it was probably April, probably around this. You know,
And we will never go back to the pandemic
like
days.
20.
Hopefully.
Anyway, it's been a while. Thanks for having us.
It's been
Yes, thank
awesome
you.
to hang with you guys. You guys gonna bring us home with one here from the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of, crazy times, crazy times, like sometimes after I get over being angry, I think to myself, like, what is it that makes somebody be so unkind, so
Yeah.
awful? And you think about them as a little boy, you think about them as a baby, and like, what happened, and it's there's that old saying, hurt people, and so somewhere along the line, it's like it's a cycle that needs to be broken. And the only way to do that really is with kindness and love. But in the meantime, how much collateral damage will be done? And this song is called Collateral Damage.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Maeve. Live at Drew's house. Rockwood Taylor, bringing it home.
1, 2, 3, 4. The collateral damage of a broken man, left to pick up the pieces any way he can, repeating the patterns burned into his soul, desperate to feed the infinite whole. The strength he can summon won't keep it from growing. All the laughter and liquor cannot keep it from showing. He's the collateral damage of a broken man. The collateral damage of a broken man, left to pick up the pieces any way he can. One became a cop, one became a priest, and there's junkies, senators, and all the in-betweens. All the king's horses and all the king's men cannot put Humpty Dumpty back together again, 'cause he's the collateral damage of a broken man. The collateral damage of broken men, making the world go round. Rage oozing from their pores, it seeps into the ground. Broken promises, broken lives, the cycle never ends. Mother Earth is gonna wash us clean so we can start again. The collateral damage of a broken man might be digging for food from an old trash can, might be sitting on the board of a corporation, might be running from the law, might be running a nation. You never can tell how much damage has been done until it's time to pay the piper. There's nowhere left to run from. The collateral damage of a broken man. Well, you never can tell how much damage has been done. It's time to pay the piper. There's horses and all the king's men can put Humpty Dumpty back together again. The collateral damage of broken men, making the world go round. Rage oozes from their pores, it seeps into the ground. Broken promises, broken lives, the cycle never ends. Mother Earth is gonna wash us clean so we can start again. Mother Earth is gonna wash us clean so we